You're listening to an Accent Productions podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What? What?
It's our goat.
Ladies and
promised the
gentlemen,
goat.
and children.
Word. And
children.
Goats. And goats. Welcome back
And
to
cats
Moody.
and dogs.
What? All living creatures who managed to listen to this episode.
That's racist against plants.
Excuse you, that's speciesist.
Oh my gosh. We should do like do you guys ever listen to the radio like super late at night? Like we're talking like 2 a.m.
No.
And the DJ I don't know why. That was the thing I did when I was a kid. I'd like wake up and just turn the radio on in the middle of the night. There's always like the late night host and he would just talk real quiet and soft.
Like early days of ASMR.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Moody&D Gone Rogue.
Heck no, welcome to Moody&D Gone Rogue, episode, I think it's 13.
14.
We're gonna... No, is
13
it?
was
Yeah, you
last.
said
You're
13
right.
last time.
It's 14. Who cares? I can't count anyway. We're going to be discussing the Orvisal tribe, episodes 41 to the end of Arc 4.
3.
Arc 3, we're starting Arc 4 in a few weeks, recording-wise. I can't count, and there are multiple accounts to prove it.
Guys, don't worry. The reason Reese can't count is that he can only see one of his hands right now.
That is true.
Wow, Kent. Wow.
Oh, my word.
He can count to 5.
Yeah.
Says the man who does his math wrong every game.
Not
Single
wrong.
time.
Just stumble somebody.
Before we completely move on, speaking of
Do you
talking to plants, I just wanted to tell everybody that there's a moment when Union Seminary, a seminary somewhere in the United States, confess
Oh, yes, that's
to
right.
plants. This is their Twitter post. Today in chapel, we confess to plants. Together, we held our grief, joy, regret, hope, guilt, and sorrow in prayer, offering them to the beings who sustain us, but those gifts we too often fail to honor. And then the best line of 2022. What do you confess the plants in your life?
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, like confessional to plants? That's what they did?
Yes.
Like
As in,
basically,
It's a seminary.
Yeah.
they basically did the good old American thing of we bad, please plants forgive us.
Interesting.
That's so dumb.
The
They're not
white
sentient.
guild, but to plants.
Yeah.
You know.
I just watched Notting Hill the other day, and there's a moment like that. This guy's going on like multiple dates with like different women, and one of them was like, I forget what they made it up. She was like not a pescatarian, but she said a vegetarian or a fruitarian, I think is what she said. And they're like, what does that mean? She's like, well, I believe that all fruits and vegetables have hearts and souls, and so we need to not eat them. And they were like, what do you? She's like, I only eat nuts that have fallen off the tree. And they had carrots, and she's like, so these carrots, she's like, yeah, murdered in cold blood.
Oh my.
She's like, I won't eat that.
I'm
So
sorry.
This is a question for our listeners.
Okay,
today.
Wait, hold up.
What do you confess to the plants
The
in your
biblical
life?
studies student in me has to come out for
Oh
a
my
moment.
gosh.
Psalm 104,
Sorry, Reese.
verse 14. You cause the grass to grow for the livestock and plants for man to cultivate, that he may bring forth food from the earth and wine to gladden the heart of man, oil to make his face shine and bread to strengthen the man's heart. The trees are of the Lord. The trees of the Lord are watered abundantly, the cedars of Lebanon that he planted. Yada, yada, yada. Psalm 104, guys.
Oh, hi.
Hello. Okay, Reese. There you go. What do you confess to the plants in your life?
Hey, I have 3 plants at home that I've kept alive since 2020. Well, it started with 1. Now I have 3. It is Dobby the houseplant, Creature the houseplant, and oh my gosh, I forgot the third one. Clearly, I love.
All of
Ladies
your
and
plants.
gentlemen, welcome to a crap guide to how to lose control of your D&D party. As the
Listen,
DM.
Just a talking.
You don't give
session.
that line to me. I can't handle it. It hurts me every time.
All
I've
right.
heard it so many times.
We're talking about the Orvisal tribe. Let's please roll initiative
Yeah, let's
Guys,
not take
and confess
away.
to the plants in your life while you're at it.
Guys, we are all so tired right now.
6, 7, 8.
Are you serious?
Yes.
18, baby.
Oh,
Hold on.
this has happened multiple times.
This is the
yeah.
third episode in a row that we have rolled consecutive numbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
And
keep
also
doing
your row there sounded very much so more you kind of had an L sound to it. It sounded a little Irish. It was quite fun.
the Irish.
Irish?
Irish.
Okay, well, We're starting with Kent, moving counterclockwise.
Oh gosh.
Second again?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a good
Just like
conversation starter.
here's the thing. With the Orvisal tribe, it was a lot of combat and not a ton of party stuff.
Yeah.
Ask questions about whatever.
Yeah.
Like this can become an interview the DM, interview other players, ask questions, think about what
What's your
happened.
greatest fear? Outside of birds.
Not that kind of interview the DM. Yeah.
What are your hopes and dreams so I can
I mean,
crush them?
Okay.
Do I need to do a recap of what happened in these episodes?
No.
Or
We know
okay.
what happened.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
good.
we fought Kuza. Kuza got away
Again.
again.
I got control of a dragon. I finally used the
Yes,
glove.
yes,
body
that's
parts
a
of
whole
Kuza.
thing.
That's
Is
the
you
whole
finally
thing.
got to
Dude,
use the gloves.
That moment was
We
amazing.
murdered all of his lackeys.
No,
well,
you didn't.
not yet.
No, not
yet.
yet.
Sirtho's alive. Jalek is dead.
Well-
Sachori is under question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're waiting for the first episode of Arc 4 to see what happens.
Yes.
with
See what
Sirtha.
happens.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
A lot could happen.
A lot can happen.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess what was everybody's reaction to the scene that we walked into? I mean, it's Kuza. We're used to him doing something weird, but like, you know, standing on top of a plinth was the word that you used.
Yes, yeah, plinth.
With magic wands in it. Which what is his? Get to that in my. That's
Okay,
my bonus
yeah.
action. What is his obsession with wands? But you
He's
know,
a wizard, Harry.
fair. But Harry only had one.
He's a wizard, Carrie.
The names never die. Anyway, so what was you guys' reaction, both characters and people?
I'm gonna say this. I don't know. Me as Rachel didn't have a ton of reaction because I was confused from the get-go on what the plan was. So I clearly, by the way that Audra was reacting,
Oh yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
the amount of time you guys spent discussing the plan, it was like very clearly laid out for you. I thought.
I don't know how. This is why I haven't gotten to listen in detail. I have to figure out what happened because I genuinely, like, y'all were talking. And me, Rachel, I was like, they're speaking a different language. Like, I don't know. But you guys were like, we're moving forward. And I was like,
Okay.
but okay. And then Duvrak was like, what are you doing? Like, you're just going to go against the plan? And that's where I was like, okay, we got to pause the game because I don't understand what's going on. Like, I
that
just...
Yes, that's when
Yeah.
I
Was
explained the
so-
plan again.
Yeah, but I was like, I didn't get that from
Yeah,
anything
you're like,
that
I
was
never
said.
got the plan.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this was one of those moments of like dudes who play a lot of like combat games.
Oh, no, I don't
got
play
it.
it. I don't play
And
any
I was
combat
just like,
games.
well, you do like D&D and stuff. Like this
It's
is really my
only
first
D&D.
time.
I don't do anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. You're a
I
smart
just was
boy.
like, it just was one of those where I was like, my brain didn't get it.
It is.
Actually, from me, it's my history nerd self, like years of tactics up in this
yeah.
brain.
No.
For me, it's my paranoia.
He's like, I know the backup plan. All the backup plans.
Yeah. So all that to say, sorry to get to your question. That
You were
whole
just
first
confused.
moment of Kuza, I was like, yeah, that makes sense that there's more wands. Oh, cool. He's doing something that like clearly we need to go. I wanted to attack him, but you guys kept attacking the plinth, and I was like, okay. Clearly, I'm messing everything up, so I need to just keep going for the
Well,
plinth.
because one of the things that so this was part of the planning, is there was a conversation of, if we have to give up attacking something, what are we attempting to destroy? And their decision was, we're stopping the ritual.
Yeah.
And because the plinth was such a big deal to the ritual, it seemed like they were like, well, let's destroy the plinth.
It was
that
like
stops
if
the
we
ritual.
if we have to.
Yeah, but Rachel's brain was like, or if we kill Kuza, that definitely stops the ritual.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
like
but eventually someone did make an attack against Kuza, and it just boing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
I think
like,
it was you.
what's the worst thing that could happen? Kuza alive or Kuza alive and worse?
Yeah.
You know, and then
So
yeah.
in my mind and subsequently in Klaus's mind, what is the main function of a regenerator? A regenerator, from the name, regenerates. So I was afraid that Kuza would get another kind of cheat death thing, right? Instead of having to have a wand on him, I thought that the moment he dies, he just regenerates, right?
As something
Okay.
else.
So as Klaus, I was like, we have to stop this ritual so that next time we encounter him, or even in the same fight, we have a chance
Yeah.
to cut his heart out.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So at that point, yeah, the mission does not become kill everyone, but rather make it possible
Right.
to kill everyone. That's generally how I come up. Anything competitive, I don't look to win. I look to make the other people lose.
Fascinating.
Interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not confident enough in my own ability to win.
Yeah.
But
So-
you can make them lose.
But I am confident enough to find a way to make you lose.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
That's even when we play Magic, you can see that.
Have you
That's
ever
true.
read Ender's Game?
No, but I want to.
Similar theme is like Ender. It's a little different, but Ender's whole thing is like he doesn't stop if there's one of his characters, like if there's a bully, he does not stop until they'll never hurt him again.
Mm-hmm.
And so he might not always win every fight per se, or he might not leave every fight unscathed, but you're darn sure that his enemy is going to be bleeding on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a really it's a good story. Everybody should read it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So my reaction and Klaus's reaction. Oh, sorry, I don't.
No,
mean to cut
that
you
was
off.
literally my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was saying crap again? I was just focused on getting the. Excuse me. I was focused on getting the mission done. Right. My plan is to rid the world of Kuza, take the glory with me, and dip out of here.
There you go. Yeah. No, I understand why you were confused because, like, A, the plan was laid out maybe twice, and B, that was a 6-hour recording.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or no, it
Yeah.
wasn't a 6-hour recording. It was a
5.
3.5.
Yeah.
It was
Is it
3.5.
only 3.5? Okay.
Yeah.
It was a long recording.
Way
Yeah.
longer than we usually play.
We were
You,
only supposed to have 43 episodes by the end of Arc 3.
Yeah, which
We
I'm
had
very happy that
44.
we're at 44 now.
Yes, it's even. It makes me happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Well, and I think too, like, even as you were saying, I feel like every time as we play, like, you, Christian, are always trying to, like, put pieces together and all this stuff. And then at least with Duveg,
Duvreg.
no, the dwarf.
Oh, Durek.
Durek.
Durek. Like, you knew what was happening, and then you were putting pieces, or like you're like, I think I know what's going on, and every time we play, I'm like, I don't know, and
Well,
my brain is also not trying to figure it out, and so
Yeah.
I don't like. I literally wasn't even thinking, what kind of ritual could this be? What's like? I'm literally like, we're here to kill Kuza.
Right.
How are we going to do that?
Simple
And
and to
like,
the point.
why are we going towards the plinth? Like, the man is right there,
Yeah,
the
and
lizard
I mean,
is
that
right
even
there.
fits
Like,
Audra's character.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, this is the object of her,
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
hatred. Like, she's gonna go after him. She's 16 at this point, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
16-year-old has the mental acuity to understand that you have to destroy this before getting to him?
Yeah. Or
And
again,
it's-
I will say this: even Rachel at 33 is like, but we could bypass the thing and just get the guy, and then the thing is irrelevant. Like, I just,
Yeah. No, but it's in character.
yeah.
Kent doesn't know how to speak Draconic. Adra can't hold a plan in her mind. It's
That's
just
true.
Yeah.
I even have it written down for episode 41. Prof Mag, be honest. How many times do we actually forget that we made a plan?
Oh, all the time.
Literally
All
every
the
time.
time.
You guys have made maybe 5 plans across the entirety of this game, this whole campaign, and I'm pretty sure all of them were forgotten.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
my
totally.
favorite one is turning invisible.
Yes.
I still don't even know why I was invisible to go into the Orvisal clan at the beginning.
Because you were supposed to scout to see if anybody had like shown up, if there were any signs of Kuza
Or differently.
having, right, like
we thought that there might be spies there who would recognize you the moment you walked in.
You were supposed to kind of look for somebody who looked
You-
out of place. And
Yeah, you were
then
supposed to
come
just kinda
back.
and say
get us
nobody
if it
looks
was
out of
safe.
place, we're safe.
Or if it was unsafe, we could make a plan to strike that person and then
Got it.
figure
I
it
don't
out.
remember ever making that plan, and like literally, clearly, as the episode tells,
Hey, it's fun.
It's
I was like,
part of the game.
no,
It's
dude.
just the second a plan starts, Prof Mac just dips out. Like,
Literally, I don't know what happened. I'm like genuinely looking forward to like taking my time to listen to this episode, being on the other side, because I just want. I'm like, where did the breakdown happen? It's not the first time it's happened. Like, it went overseas with a friend one time, and we would get directions from people. So we tried to do. We did Ireland without phones or internet, just a paper map.
Whoa.
It was so much fun.
I
Just a
believe it,
paper
but
map
my
and
word.
asking people for
Wow.
directions. And so we would laugh because every time we would get directions from someone. We would go back to the car, and we would hear two completely different things.
Oh, dang.
That's
like
hilarious.
completely different things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Well, and then you're
Yeah.
dealing with accent and dialect.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
Katya and I did something very similar. We had our honeymoon in Ireland, and I was driving. And when we got to the place, I said, "Okay, I'm not using Google Maps. We're just gonna get in the car in the morning and drive one direction." It was super frustrating for her. I just choose a direction, and I remember every single turn that we made.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And for her,
How do you do that?
No, I do that. I can if I'm going
How do
somewhere. I
you do
remember
that?
how I do that and come back.
we don't have ADHD. That's how we do it.
Hey, I feel attacked.
Good.
Wow.
I'm Polish. I'm not nice.
Fair.
I'm American and I still have a hard time.
So
Maybe that's why I have a hard time. Picking up
with
next initiative order would be Prof Mac.
Oh, it is me. I mean, I kind of said I was just wondering y'all's reactions to both times I forgot the plan.
Oh, hilarious. Funniest
it was
thing.
so funny.
I love that you keep forgetting the plan.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, you know, I love, especially in the first campaign of Critical Role, they would make a plan, and then either half the party would forget the plan, half the party would think the plan was something else, or in some occasions, two people would not care and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I mean, shoot, what's his name? The Mind Flayer in like the very beginning of C1.
Oh, goodness. What is his name?
oh yeah, the arcane one. I even know what that is.
Shoot. Like literally,
There was a mind
Marisha,
flayer.
yeah, Marisha and Laura, thank you. Marisha and Laura, like they're like, no, your plan is dumb. We're getting on the magic carpet. Flew down and happened to find him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I gotta look it up. I'm gonna hate myself.
Yeah.
So-
But I feel like intentionally going against the plan, which at least I'll have to go back and watch
No
season
plan
one,
survives
but
contact with the enemy, though.
yeah.
I was gonna say yeah.
But
the amount
genuinely,
of times,
like all my things were like,
You just forgot.
I just
Yeah.
forgot.
Well, I mean, or even again in C1, it's just a good reference. Sorry for people who don't watch it, but like there's one point where Vax is going to scout out when the Briar would show up at the castle, and he wasn't supposed to go into the room because they didn't want him in there.
Yeah.
Like it was gonna be dangerous, and he's like, "There are only 2 guards. I can deal with it," and ends up causing an international incident. Well, national incident.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
national.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's like, you know, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I was supposed to scout their stuff," and they're like, "We said don't go in their rooms."
That's true.
So I mean,
Maybe
it's
it's
just
a
part of
rogue
the
thing. I'll blame it on that.
Yeah, yeah, there you
yeah, it's
go.
a rogue thing.
Yeah.
Legitimately though, I thought you knew the plan, and legitimately were just like there's a reason Duvrag
Choosing.
was like,
Yeah.
so we're just abandoning the plan, because he was like Duvrag looked at it and was like, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that she would abandon the plan immediately. Like that's not out of character.
Clarota.
Clarota.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but no, like Duvrag looked at it like, yeah, this seems about right. I've been on the road with her for 3 days, and this is par for the course.
But it's just user error.
She's Visalak. It's just
It's that Vslock blood coming through.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
okay. Now, how did Klaus feel about it?
How did Klaus feel about Adra forgetting the plan?
Yes.
By the time you get to the
Surprising.
Orvisal, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. I mean, you ended up making contact with the people, and now they're taking you to their leader.
And we get to have lunch while she's doing it?
Let's keep eating quail.
That whole
Where
thing,
did you find quail?
That was great.
that whole thing where you guys were like, yeah, we just keep eating. And I was like, for real? Like,
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, that was hilarious.
Klaus was intrigued.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
it was-
this is the first time you had seen food cooked.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
being cooked, because like
Yes.
he's eaten
Cooked
food
food.
before.
yeah,
but he was like, oh, so you don't just grab a bird
and eat it.
and eat it.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You people have an interesting way of doing things. I am not used to this.
Nice. All right.
So yeah,
That was
no,
just
again, it's just like Adra doing her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Pretty much everybody around you has come to expect that you will forget the plan.
Yeah. Well, it was just, I think, like, in the moment when you, like, you were like Duthreg pulled Audra aside, I think I as Rachel was like, oh, I made a big mistake. I don't know what's going on. And then I was like, if I were them, I would be super frustrated at me.
Oh no.
So I was like, I wonder if I've just frustrated them the whole time. Or like,
No, Duthreg just wanted clarity. He was like, if we're going off the plan, we're going off the plan, but I want to know about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, here's the thing.
But I would have planned that.
There was a, with just where we are, very few of us have much utility in the sense of like we can do. Once it gets to a battle, we're just gonna hit things. Like we can creatively hit things. We can do different stuff, and there is some strategy to it. But like at the end of the day, in a major battle for us, it comes down to who can hit the hardest, the fastest.
Like,
and so
I have a little bit of utility,
right?
But even that, there's not much for you guys to capitalize on.
And so even in like our spreading out, that was more to just make sure we couldn't get clumped up and hit by an AOE. I knew that at the end of the day, it didn't really matter when we all went in or things like that, because at the end of the day, it was going to turn into a brawl really quick. So I was like, the plan isn't super crucial here as long as we're not going to get hit by an AoE and get destroyed really quickly.
The plan was really more just to try and have the best setup from the get-go.
Right.
Yeah.
More than it was a plan. It was just like, hey, we have a good setup here. Let's make sure we execute it.
Right, exactly. It's not like this is Ocean's 11 where we're falling apart and or Ocean's 11 where one thing goes wrong and everything falls apart.
Really, for you guys, it's mostly just hit things and hit them hard. I try to.
You're more strategic.
Yeah, I try to usually think of ways to make you guys more efficient.
Yeah.
That's why I make you invisible so you can hit things with advantage and always have sneak attack. That's why on this next level up, I'm taking polymorph so that when you're in the thick of it and you're starting to go down, I polymorph you into a giant ape. Right?
Or a T-Rex.
Or is a T-Rex level?
Yes.
CR4 or lower?
It's is it half your level?
I think it's half my level.
Is it half?
Maybe. I'm not.
I don't think it's
I'm
half.
pretty
I think
sure,
it is your
but
level to a maximum of 8.
Maybe.
Oh.
That would
I'm checking right now.
That would be amazing. But yeah, I try to think of these kinds of things, but then again, I don't know what you guys are gonna do.
Right. Yeah.
So-
I think there's.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Target's level.
Hey.
Target's level.
Target's level. Yeah. So not my level. Target's level.
Yeah.
I
Target's
thought it
level.
was half of my level.
Nope. It's all of Target's level.
Oh,
And so
bad.
that's T-Rex.
That gives me a lot of options.
And well, I mean, giant ape you would have access to right now. You guys haven't seen a T-Rex yet,
Yeah.
but the second you
We've
see a
seen an
T-Rex,
Allosaurus.
Yeah, we have.
those are only.
Wait, I thought we
counted
saw a
yeah, those are
skeleton
almost here,
T-Rex.
Huh?
Do those not count? We saw a
No,
skeleton
I said it
one.
looked like a skeleton T-Rex. That was the Allosaurus guy.
Yeah.
The one that attacked us?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're much smaller.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what dinosaurs actually look like.
Oh, don't worry. They're
Oh.
saying names, and I'm like, yeah, T-Rex. I know what that is.
I know
You
what
don't know what
T-Rex
a
looks
T-Rex
like.
I know what a T-Rex is.
I was like, I
That's
hope
about
Yeah.
you know what a
But
T-Rex
I don't know what
is.
it. And a
Allosaurus looks like.
Stegosaurus, maybe, I think.
Allosaurus, or imagine a smaller T-Rex that like slightly more. T-Rexes are like massive, like insanely huge creatures.
Yeah.
Allosauruses are big, but like wouldn't look weird next to an elephant size. Like T-Rexes, like the size of a T-Rex doesn't make sense to us. They're like, they
Interesting.
yeah. So
They're like Sears Tower big.
yeah, it's not
Or Willis Tower.
No, not that tall, but
Sears Tower.
I don't know.
How big do you think a T-Rex is?
I don't know.
That's like the size of a great worm in D&D. Like that's huge.
Okay.
And they have longer arms, apparently.
yeah,
Yeah, they do.
have longer arms. They're smaller.
Yeah, but no, like that's a strategy for the future. But yeah.
Yeah. That's and I already discussed this with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, Reese doesn't put us in situations where like an intricate plan is necessary, you know?
Well, because we're doing theater of the mind, really.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
even when we have a map, it's still more theater of the mind than it is map-based. And, now that we're doing cameras, we still don't have a camera for a map.
Yeah.
And so we're still 90% theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
And so it's definitely strategy, like it's an important thing.
Yeah.
And could help us in certain situations, but in general,
Yeah.
we brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we
Well, in combat-
leave the thinking to the wizard.
Yep. Yeah. Next in initiative order. Monsieur.
What do we have? What do we have here? Is this a man?
Here. Is this a man?
Bonus action question.
Yeah.
How many hit points did Kuza have at the end of that encounter? Do you remember?
At the end of the encounter, like 70 some.
70. Okay, so his hit points did boost up as he
Morphed.
morphed. You said that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was, so here's the thing. He was I believe Kuza mentioned this, but he had to be drained of all spell energy in order to start this ritual. So he didn't have any spell slots.
He was utterly defenseless.
And it was not a good situation for him. It's part of the reason that the hand and the mind and the shield were there. Is like, he's at his weakest.
The
we
body
need to
parts,
yeah.
Call them what they're called.
Call them what they are.
Okay, but I think it was Lotark. He had a good point. A shield is not a body part.
I could make the argument that it is.
Your arm's a shield. It might only work once, but
Your
it's
back,
a shield.
your back's a shield.
I don't know.
Your
about
chest is a
that.
shield. Your butt is a shield. Like many things can be a
butt
shield.
is definitely a shield.
Butt is definitely a shield.
No.
It's literally a shield of fleshy cushion.
Okay. Regardless. Kuza, so what happened
Get in
was...
the comments.
Who are you? I'm the butt of Kuza.
I think I made that joke at some point as well.
I think you did, yeah.
That we are the bane, the butt of Kuza.
Yes, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Oh my.
But so Kuza basically Kuza had Kuza hit points, and then Kuza shot up to a portion of his new form's hit points. So
Yeah.
he never reached full hit points of his new form.
Was that because of us or because
So
because we did break?
y'all
everything.
screwed with the ritual.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
So
Screw
you
him.
you two give me Arcana checks right now.
I don't
you
know
already
Brand's
told
stats.
me this.
Wait, I have a plus
Did I?
6 to Arcana.
Sure, make an Arcana check.
I mean, I got an 18, but
I got a 24.
I don't know what Brand's intelligence is.
Oh, you got
Isn't it like a
match
plus
19?
2?
Yeah.
Regardless, with a
And-
24.
Oh, and I have proficiency, which would be plus
Plus
so it's
3,
plus
so
five.
plus
So
5.
24,
Sorry.
23 right now.
Okay, so you wouldn't know this, but you two would
Well, I
be able
rolled
to.
a 9 total, so.
You two would be able to guess from the basis of what happened to Durek, in that he completely changed into a dwarf. What you think happened was if the ritual was successful, given what you guys saw, and Bran, you would actually, both of you, since you're from outside of the Underlight and Kaizo and all the lizard folk tribes, you two would know that firstly you'd be acquainted with sapphire dragons, which was very similar to what he was forming, were like these crystalline blue scales. You think if his ritual was successful, he would have just fully turned into an entire sapphire dragon. Like, there would not have been the partial transformation that you guys saw. It just would have been complete flip.
So is the mini that you created? Did you create 2 for Kuza? One that was a sapphire dragon, and one that was an interrupted ritual.
Wouldn't you like to know?
We just have to crack that box open.
I mean, if you guys hold him down, I can run to the room real quick.
Oh my gosh.
Hold them down. I have access everywhere on campus.
How do you know I didn't get more minis? How do you know they're all contained in the box?
Fine.
One of the
Yeah,
characters.
he's just trying to mind trick you. That's not
No, one of the characters is dead. How do you know I didn't conscript Danny to make more?
true.
Fair.
Wait, who's dead?
Jalek.
Oh,
Jalek.
that's right.
I mean,
Don't you remember?
You
Saturi,
sat on her. She
I
died.
sat on her.
Saturi's gonna be dead, and then, depending on the answers of what's his face.
Well, no, we'll discuss that in the first episode of Arc 4.
Yeah.
We won't make any decisions.
Carlos has
What did this?
suggestions.
What did this come out of?
This came out of me saying, how many hit points did
Oh,
Kuza have?
yeah, but no, y'all screwed with the ritual.
Yeah.
good.
So
I'm curious if there was and this is not necessarily a question, this is more me just thinking, but I'm curious if there was a feasible way for us to actually kill Kuza in that fight. I don't think there was, with the way
not with y'all's maximum spell slot levels. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was we could have ended the ritual sooner maybe if we'd hit a couple more times, done a little bit more damage, but in general.
Yeah. Sorry.
no.
Go ahead.
Well, it's a different thought, so continue.
Oh,
Yeah.
all I want to say is if I could concentrate on 2 spells at the same time, I would take fly. It would be so much fun.
Shattered concentration. It's a feat I created.
I know, but it has a pretty big downside as far as I remember.
Yes, it does. You have to make a concentration check for each spell at the end of each of your turns.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's worth it. Prof Mac.
If we had gone straight to the Orvisal tribe instead of stopping at the Kel'Varad, where would we have landed by way of the ritual, or would the ritual have happened in Kel'Varad?
Well, that entirely depends. So, the quail shortage, the fowl shortage, they were consuming food for additional people that just weren't being accounted for in the local population of fowl. And so, they were eating a lot. And so,
Sachori's a big dude.
They were around for a while, sort of prepping it. It entirely would have broken down to how long it took you to find them.
Okay.
If you had just gone straight to Lotark and had the same conversation that you guys did, minus Duvreg being there, 3-4 days earlier, you would have found Kuza. You would have lost more horribly.
Would have lost more.
Lost the fight.
Duvreg's
Duvreg wouldn't have been at the fight.
Duvreg saved our butts.
He didn't necessarily save our buds, but he boosted our output a lot.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also you got to think about if you guys got there earlier, the ritual would not have been anywhere near starting.
Right.
Which means the Kuza would have also been in the fight.
Yeah.
You would have been facing, really,
the body parts and Kuza.
You guys weren't really fighting Kuza.
Yeah. No.
I was surprised that we won this fight. In my mind and in Klaus's mind, we won this fight.
Yeah.
All Sachori had to do when he stood face to face with me was smite me once. I would have been out like that. Because I have a lot of hit points. I would have been at the kind of just, what do you call it? When you're playing.
Mercy?
Huh? No. There's a game or a football term where you're playing, doesn't matter, from a losing position basically. Because I would be more concerned about surviving at that point.
Oh, you'd be playing in your own end zone.
Yeah. Because if Sachori had dropped me to 10 hit points, I'd be basically scramming to get away from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he did have Eldritch Smites that he did not use.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was holding them back.
Yeah. And he is also crazy powerful. This is something I talked about with Christian, but he has, and I think I mentioned it to you as well. He's got the Hexblade's curse on everybody at all times.
Why does he have that, by the way?
You don't know.
Because reasons.
I want it.
Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Take
sword. Those guys were crazy powerful.
Yeah.
And so, you guys did drop them, but if you went earlier, you would have lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have lost.
Yeah. I think we definitely, and at this point, on the bright side, Kuza has lost his 3 servants. Now, I'm not going to say he doesn't have more, because we thought that before.
Because he's had one from Tuzarek, one from Orvisal, and one from Visalak.
Right, but
is there someone from Kalvrad? Is there someone from Dul Surinag? Are we giving Reese ideas right now?
Is there one from Goldenal?
Goldenal, I forgot about the last one.
Heck, we know there's practically one in... Well, no, I guess he more serves you, but I was going to say somebody in the temple.
Yeah. Audra has not put it past.
I swear if
still
if
that ticking time bomb in the back of her mind.
Is Klaus actually a lieutenant?
No, not Klaus.
Oh,
Kizak. Yeah.
He's my lieutenant. It's
yeah.
okay.
No. There are consequences to all the little things that happen.
There are no consequences to my actions ever.
Is that every evil dictator?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Good question. Very good question. Yeah, you guys, I don't think you were going to drop Kuza,
Yeah.
but you guys did
unfortunate.
like take a major victory.
I know.
Yes.
I mean, and technically speaking, we look at day count just by way of that. He's still on the run. Like we hit him hard. We nearly killed him. He ran. He did make a counterattack at Visalok, but that was more of a snatch and grab. And at the time they were beating us, but some of that was because we were unprepared for them,
And we were uncoordinated.
And then they
and Althis is less powerful than Vreg.
right, and Althis is less powerful. So they weren't really there to stand and fight. They did because we did. And then we ran and hit Kuza. We kill/capture 3 of his servants, and he's currently halfway through a ritual that we screwed up. We've had him on the run.
Well, no, the ritual completed. You screwed up the ritual, though.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's what I mean. Like he's
It
some
didn't go to its full potential.
The ritual was twisted.
Huh? What?
That's the
what's
name of the.
It's the name of the episode.
Twisted ritual.
And it was also a twisted ritual because
Oh, yeah,
it was using blood and all those things,
yeah.
but like twisted
yeah.
because we twisted. Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the episode.
So
I
all-
name these things, I send them to Christian, and I don't touch them.
All
Don't
I'm
think about
saying
it
is
again.
that in net, at least currently, it looks like we at least are holding our own against Kuza.
Yeah.
Now,
what else he has in store
Yeah,
for
who
us?
knows?
I
he's
don't
currently
know.
got wings. We got problems.
Yeah. Yeah, and also just since we mentioned the names of the episodes, I really wish a Gone Rogue Christmas would have been a Christmas Gone Rogue.
Dun, da, da, da.
That would have been
funny.
That would have been funny. But yeah, that was
Thanks, Gone
That was
Rogues.
supposed to be a bonus action question, but I think it just seeped into my action. So, Reese,
Well, do you have an action question? Or
I'll
do you
leave
want to
it-
save it for the next time around?
I'll leave it for the second round.
All right, great. Let's see.
What we got?
All right. I got a bonus action thing. Not Audra offering up pips as food.
That was so funny.
Listen,
I thought it was amazing.
he comes back. They wouldn't have known the
I
difference.
heard you guys are having a shortage of food. You want to eat my friend's bird?
Like,
My friend has a bird.
it doesn't work like that.
I know, but listen, it might have been enough to just garner some goodwill and get her back with her friends.
Then they kill the bird. They can't eat it, and then they hate us forever.
Listen, but she just needed to be back
Oh, that was
with
so
what was
funny.
known.
I'm sitting, Kent's like, she's bartering away my ethereal bird. Bran's sitting there, has no idea what's going on. And I'm just
yeah.
like, huh?
No, the funnier thing to me was she's bartering away the one thing that makes you see.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, but she knew,
How about
give
I
him
give
an
you
hour.
some food, you don't like me, and my friend goes blind? Sound like a good deal to
So,
you?
yeah. Listen.
Oh, and another thing that we have a new last episode curse, which is Bran will always go into the fight without pips.
Dude, it's so true.
Every
I hate it.
time.
I hate it so
At
much.
least this time you weren't as blind.
Well, and
Yeah.
also, at least this time, you didn't just summon him back. Last time you had just
got
gotten it
him.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a whole, that was the last thing you did,
It was
and then
so
you
funny.
lost it.
It was so funny.
Oh, my word.
You have a question?
Yes, I have a question. Klaus
Yes, ma'am.
is
sir.
changing, but very, very, very slowly. Like, he's changing, but his mindset is still 99% the same.
Changing is a big word.
Growing?
I feel like his things are bubbling up that he hasn't had to
Deal with.
or think about in a long time. Yeah, that's about as much as I can say.
Do you think it's possible for him to get out of this hyper paranoid mindset and into a more moderately paranoid mindset? Like, I don't think, given Klaus's history, given just the people he's around and the life he has to live, I don't know if he'd ever be not paranoid. I don't know if that's possible for him.
There's a lot of things that play into this that, well, let me just say this much. Klaus at least the way that I created it and I'm trying to play him, has a mental disorder.
Okay.
I don't think there's a big chance of that ever going away.
Yeah.
I think it can get better, but given the circumstances,
Probably
not
not.
going to happen.
No.
Especially now, like after this confrontation, a lot of the bloodlust
Yeah.
has definitely come back because he's starting to feel more powerful in his mind, and we'll debate that when we start the episode. But in his mind, we won that fight because of him.
Yeah. It's gonna be really interesting to see where Brand's sensibilities go as we
Yeah.
question. Big air quotes on the word question.
Yeah.
Our prisoner.
Yeah, let's just say that. Good that we have a content warning now.
I am. Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause-
true.
I'm very excited for the first recordings of our.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
me
2
too.
weeks. 2 weeks, baby.
I'm scared out of my mind. But
No.
I'm
It's
so
2 weeks for you
excited.
guys. It's 1 week for her.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that is true.
You're
I
next
gotta-
week.
Yeah, I gotta get it together.
forget
You guys are in 2 weeks. You need to answer my email.
I do need to do that. I keep forgetting about that. I'm sorry.
I sent you another one today.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but to go back to your question.
Yeah.
In my mind, there's always some hope for a redemption arc for Klaus, but every time it comes, it seems to go away just as quickly.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I don't know where we're gonna go. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all contingent. I do like to play him in a way that I like to call narrative preparedness,
Yeah.
where like I always have something in the back of my mind where I say, if this is going to happen, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Sometimes we hit those story beats, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
The whole interaction with Sarin and Kozar, it was improv, but I had also prepared that in my head before.
Yeah.
Like, if something like that were to happen, this is how he is going to react.
Oh yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. So,
Okay, reaction question based on player paranoia. Who here sits so they can see the entrances and exits of a room they're in?
Always.
Yes. Okay, good. I just want to know I wasn't the
Yeah.
only one.
No, that's yeah.
Yeah. That's why I hate the SDR. There's no good place to sit.
nope.
Nope.
Except for that one corner. Or at the end of every table.
Yeah, basically.
It's awful.
Yeah. All right, next initiative order, or top of initiative order.
Yes.
Kythe, Kerwin, Carrie,
Clint.
Kazaya.
Can't,
Wow.
Kebab,
Ah, man. The creativity.
Kimchi.
Couch.
Kimchi. That's a new one. That's a new one. Man, equating me to rotted cabbage. That's impressive.
Listen, kimchi is amazing. So you're welcome for such a great
Not
nickname.
rotted, it's fermented.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Kelvin.
I
Klein.
mean, sure, why not?
Calvin.
Okay, question.
This is going to
'Cause
go
Prof
on for
Mac needs to
hours.
leave.
Yeah, honestly.
Yes, yeah,
Um,
do your thing.
Oh, gosh.
If you don't have one,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fine.
gonna just pass. I have a couple of ideas,
That's
but
fine.
nothing major, nothing worth
Yeah.
going over.
Yeah. Am I next?
Yeah, y'all can keep passing. Like,
yeah,
I'm
I
happy to
don't know
just.
if I actually have a
I'm happy to just.
specific question.
I've got a
I-
bunch of things.
I have a question. It's a bit of a bigger question.
Okay.
In episode 41,
yeah.
Adra
Mm-hmm.
prays for the first time.
Yes.
Well, that's right.
Oh,
That
we need
that
to
was
talk about
that was gonna be my question.
I just thought we could try to talk about prayer.
Yeah.
Our take on prayer, our characters' take on prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
dude, I forgot
need to
about
really,
it too.
Like, listen to these
I
episodes.
had no chance. I
Yeah.
got back from class and I was like, I have a headache. I'm taking a nap, and totally did not re-listen to most of these episodes.
I am very curious, Prof Mac, from your perspective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like as a player having a character sort of begin a faith journey?
Yeah.
Because
First-
like that's more of like Audra was sort of like starting to engage that side of things, but that was like really a definitive like, okay, we're
Here
actually
we're
doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, I think there's a part of me whenever those things happen where I didn't like have a huge idea of where Audra's journey was gonna go at the beginning, but this was not it. So I think there's a part of me that's kind
Yeah.
of like, I almost want to fight against it, but it's like it's happening more naturally, and so it's just like, okay, just let it happen instead of being like, no, that's not what I want to do. And so, yeah, it's been fun. I do remember in that moment. Have you guys seen Anne of Green Gables at all?
Wait, which one?
The old,
originals?
the 1980s
yeah.
version.
No.
And okay, I love it. I actually just rewatched it when I was braiding my hair, but she doesn't know how to pray.
Oh my
and
gosh,
she has
that
this moment
scene.
where her like foster mom was like, go ahead and pray, and she's like talking about how she would pray, like how she imagines prayer to be. So that's like all that was going through my head in this moment. But I was like, don't be
that
Anne of Green
scene.
Gables, like be Audra in this moment.
That's really funny.
Isn't that funny? Like if you know
Yeah.
this scene, you can. There are some definite like correlations.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Because she's very much like, she's like, well, how do you pray? And the lady's like, well, first you thank God for all of his provisions, and then you humbly ask him for the things you want. And so she's like, well, if I were to pray, I would like stand out in a field and like raise my eyes to the heavens and just feel a prayer. Like, why would I be on my knees and fold my hands? But she does it. And then she's like, dear God, thank you for everything you've given me. Now to the things that I really want. And she just like goes for it. And then she's like, affectionately yours, Anne with an E. And then like she's like ends it like a letter, and it's just, anyways.
That's funny.
That's not your question.
not
It
thought
has
about
been,
that in
it's
years.
been fun. It's been, yeah, I've always been someone, I haven't really struggled with the concept of faith. Like, I think that for me, I see that life takes faith in general.
Yeah.
And so in the way that I played Audra a little bit, faith doesn't come super easy.
Yeah.
Or as easy. And so that has been a fun and interesting way to kind of come at faith from that perspective. And so what is it like when you aren't quite sure what, like, you're not just going to be like, yeah, great, Eidos is a cool thing. Like, she's needed to see the reactions in the lives of other people to then be like, oh, that's what's missing.
Yes. Well, and Audra's story, like, of coming to faith really is one of almost seeing Christians and being like, what the heck is up with these people?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like, it's that experience that, like, we as Christians aim for.
Right.
For those around us to look at us and go, there's something definitively different about them, and I need to know what it is.
What it is. Yeah, yeah.
And that has been a lot of Audra's, like going to all the leaders she finds who follow Eidos and being like, okay, so I don't get it. What is up with you?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely been fun. But also, like, I feel like it's helping me even to just look at faith from a different perspective.
Yeah.
You know? Not just like make assumptions about things. I think my like questions within faith have been less about, do I believe this thing, and more like the implications of me believing the thing. Like, I already know
Right.
that I do. So then what does that mean for the rest of my life?
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. I love it.
We
Let's
want
see.
to talk about the prayer thing that Christian raised for everybody.
Did you raise it for me?
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry.
I didn't remember.
I put it out to everyone.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was Prof Mac because of Adnan,
Meg-
but
Right.
Mega ADHD.
if
Go.
y'all want
All
to
right,
talk
cool.
about it,
I mean, for Bran, he has no concept of it. I don't know how
You
to.
mean to tell me the brand doesn't pray to Tor?
No.
I feel like, well, depending on your philosophy of prayer, every time he talks to him, he
Oh,
prays the
gosh.
Torah.
I think Bran is probably best described as an agnostic. He just doesn't think about it very much. It's not something that he's
Yeah.
thought about. I think he's going to have to start confronting it if Audra becomes like an Eidos follower, because all of a sudden this person that he grew up in a gang town. Faith was not something that most people practiced.
Yeah.
No, there were plenty of faith practitioners. They weren't followers of Eidos. But
Okay,
like,
well, yeah, sorry.
there are other deities in the world of
more
or
classic,
deities.
more classic, praying to the god of tricksters if you're a thief, like that sort of thing. And
Yeah.
Bran always just kind of, I guess, looked at that and was like, well, that's dumb. Like, just be a good thief, you know? Or yeah, like,
Why would you
like,
pray for that?
Why
Just
do you
do
need to
it.
be like, just do it? You know, if you suck, you die. Like, you know.
If you suck, you die.
Yes. Yes.
So
That-
you know,
that is
for-
my life philosophy.
Yeah, that's kind
If you
of
suck, you die. I don't make the rules.
Yeah, that
It
didn't
is
fake
what
it till they make it.
is.
that's Brand's thing. I mean, I think for me, prayer has been something that I have always gone to.
Mm-hmm.
I am learning more recently to make it less rote. Not that there are not words to it, but less praying the same thing every time.
Yeah.
And finding, actually, I guess not less rote, but finding the words of other faithful believers, whether that's the Psalms or written prayers or that sort of thing, that express what I am trying to pray in that moment. Because I'll just end up saying the same things over and over again. And not that that is not a faithful way to pray, and not that many Christians don't do that every day, but like, sometimes I don't quite have the words that I want to say, and so finding somebody else who has had them. And then on the topic of like Audra being like, you know, coming to all these weird people, I completely agree. I think it's a thing, like Reese said, that we should all strive for. Like, I had an instance where I was at a wedding over the summer, and the friend who was getting married, his two cousins were in the bachelor's party, and neither of them were believers, but he grew up with these guys, great friends with them, right? And so it was literally my friend who's a believer, and then 4 guys from Moody staying with these 2 non-believers. One of them really quiet, really kind of nice guy, but the other one, like, life of the party in Miami, like literally that guy, right? And so you have these 4 Moody guys plus his cousin, and you know, these 2 non-believers, and it was a really cool time because at the end of it, like, both of them were trying to talk to us about faith and stuff like that, because like, you know, we were having fun with them, we were goofing off, we were having a good time. Like, it's not like we were being too weird, but even then they could tell there was still something different about the 4 of us, that well, the 5 of us, that was just, yeah, there's something different about us. So it was a really good time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Remind me of the question. I've got mega ADHD.
Just prayer. What is your? How do you think about prayer? How do you feel about prayer? If you want to talk about any characters and maybe their specifics on prayer, it's just an open-ended question
About prayer.
about prayer.
I mean, I don't tend to play faith-based characters, because I find that they're not super compelling if they're immediately faithful. Now, like, have I played faithful characters? 100%. I have played characters that are like faith-oriented, and like my DM, everything is funny. Everything is funny.
Yep.
I was playing a character who followed Odin, and Odin was busy in a war, and so the Odin FAQ hotline opened up. Basically, whenever you prayed to Odin, you got a woman named Karen who said, "Hi, this is the Odin FAQ hotline. How can I help you?"
Oh my
And if you
gosh.
asked a question that you didn't have the proper celestial clearance level, you didn't get the answer.
That's amazing.
My character shut down the Odin FAQ hotline because I summoned Odin, because I rolled a high enough religion check, which I think is maybe not the smartest way to have someone gain access to their deity. But I summoned Odin, and he fired Karen and replaced Karen with an imp.
wow.
That's hilarious.
And then I shut down.
Their campaign is crazy.
It's insane.
I was there for one session. And I was like, "What the heck is happening?" This makes my other party look like
Super chill.
super chill.
Oh yeah, we're insane. But anyway, that's like my characters. The faith is not like I don't really have characters that come to faith. That's not the kind of arc that I tend to throw my characters on. As a person, again, mega ADHD. I will be in the middle of a prayer, and then I will have 300 thoughts, all of which will be part of the prayer, kind of.
Yep.
And then I will forget what I was praying about. And I believe the Lord just finds it funny.
Yep.
I think God has
hope he
got
does.
to. I hope God is laughing at it, because I think he is. I think he's laughing alongside with me whenever I pray and I'm like, what was I talking about? What
feel that.
was
God, where was
what
I?
Was the subject?
What was the thing?
Yeah.
Like my
Cool.
best
That's-
friend who was telling me a story for 8 hours and didn't finish.
Wow.
That's my problem with prayer. That's why I have gotten more used to using written prayers, because I actually can't do it. Like, I have to be in the perfect moment to pray spontaneously.
Yeah.
It does not work otherwise. The ADHD, like, I will think about, say I'm praying about my family for, just generically. The rabbit trail that will send me down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work.
No. What about you?
When it comes to Klaus, he definitely believes that he knows more than believes that there's deities out there. I believe even the people that he was around for most of his life believe in something, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
there is a religion of the Ghost Slayers. The Ghost Slayers follow a particular.
So he would probably be rather off-put when it comes to belief, because of the circumstances of his life.
Yeah.
But he also knows that if there is a God, that means that he can become one.
Yep, that's Klaus for you.
I love it.
That's a very Klaus mentality.
Yep. If there are gods and if they are among us, that means that I can take their place.
Okay, Vecna.
Klaus,
Or at
God
least
killer.
I hope to take their place. I don't know if there is actually a possibility.
Nope. There is
Not to become a god, but I know of one possibility to become something.
roll a history check for Klaus.
Oh no, I know. Not Klaus knows. Christian knows.
Does Klaus want to know?
Sure.
Roll a history check for Klaus.
Not 20, baby.
Yes.
To a total of 23, I believe.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
you know about the thing you know about.
Okay, beautiful. Oh yeah, then,
Klaus knows about him. Yeah.
Then there is a certain point in his life. First Germania, then the entire world.
And then the planes.
That is dangerous.
Yes.
As soon as Moody&D is over, Klaus is becoming a villain in a different campaign.
Please make it a camp. Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. We're side tangents. So many side tangents.
Side
Honestly,
tangents. Ladies
Are
and
these
gentlemen.
related to the game that I will be running?
No. The game you're going to be running is way back.
But I'm thinking about the items.
It's prior to their creation.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
The thing that we're talking about is prior or after what you.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you were saying prior to the creation, I'm like, what? But not after.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yes.
So many secrets, folks.
There are all sorts of secrets. He is going to be because Kent's going to be behind for another semester while we are all out.
Well, I'm still going to
He's-
be around.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna
Yeah.
be running my villains.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's Klaus's stance for me.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays as Christians we have a bit of a weird stance on prayer and how it works. I
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah, I don't like it. I like how Camerzol describes it. Like when we say, "Oh, let's pray," and then suddenly somebody flips a switch and everybody in the church just deactivates. I just don't think
Yeah.
that. I'm not saying that that's not the correct way to do it. I don't know what the correct way to do it is, and this does not feel genuine to me. So my prayer usually comes out of a place of kind of worshipfulness. I will hear something, I will see something, and it's literally just mostly I'm doing my dishes and I'm like, "Hey God, what the heck?"
Why we here?
Yeah, because
What's up, man?
What's
I've
going
always
on?
struggled with the over spiritualization of certain things. Like, when I pray, I feel God. I'm like, I don't feel anything. And there's a quote from Joseph Solomon that I always kind of go back to. God, just make me feel like I'm not crazy. God, let me know that I'm not just making friends with these walls when when I pray, I'm not questioning you. I just have questions. It kind of, I remember listening to this, it's a spoken word for the first time, and just bawling my eyes out by myself in my room because I was like, yes,
That's it.
everybody talks about you in a certain way. I don't feel that. What does that mean for me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So there's definitely that kind of struggle for me in prayer.
I completely agree. I've actually been thinking about this a lot recently. We, so often in Western Christianity specifically, we become very separated from the physical, and it, effects of Greek philosophy, la-di-da-di-da.
Secular and spiritual. Have
Yeah,
been
secular and
separated,
spiritual,
yeah.
all this stuff. And I think a direct effect of it, and I'm gonna do research on it at some point, a direct effect is the fact that we close our eyes during prayer.
Yeah.
Now, I don't necessarily think that closing your eyes during prayer is a bad thing, because it can be like a moment of devotion or a moment of deep focus, like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think the complete divorce from prayer and the use of our eyes, like we're literally divorcing the physical and the spiritual there. And I'm gonna be building a soapbox about it at some point. I'm gonna be on it a lot.
When I have time.
When I have time, I'm gonna be on the soapbox a lot about it, because it's like
Yeah.
we can't not, like, if Christianity is supposed to take over our entire lives and be the central fact of our lives, and we shape everything around it, then why can't I pray with my eyes open? In fact, especially in the church, where we're supposed to be gathered as one body, looking at Christ as the bride of Christ, like, you know, we should be, like, we're supposed to be unified when we're singing, and like the singing in the church is supposed to bring us all together.
Yeah.
Like, why then do we, when we pray, it's an automatically completely individualistic thing, and I hate it. So
Theology of the Ordinary by someone, very good book, but good book. Read it.
I've
Sorry,
heard of it.
Reese. We
Yeah.
gotta move on.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah.
Sorry, Reese.
Look
Sorry,
out for my
Brock. Thank
soapbox.
you,
Are you
Ken.
good?
Look out for my soapbox.
I'm just gonna close us off on just a couple of like big things from like that we're not gonna get time for full conversation on, but I want to hit as like bonus actions. Bran entered the real world and got put back in the game.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, just real quick. If Bran leaves in Arc 4, it is because of that moment. He has filed it away because right now he needs to deal with Kuza, but it is still a massive thought in his brain.
Yeah.
And Reese has this thing called a Paladin Oath of the Veil, and Bran very well may become the first one, because he's going to go searching.
The first one, Moody&D.
The first one in the world. Do they exist yet?
You don't know.
You've definitely had this conversation with me before.
You don't know.
Be the first one, because I'm 99% sure that we've had that conversation before. But
You
anyways,
don't know. You don't know.
Other
that.
story.
Okay.
beats.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Other thing.
Yeah.
Klaus taking greater invisibility. Wonderful choice.
Amazing.
Absolutely perfect. Works for both Audra and for you.
Heck, it works for me.
Well, yeah, I know, but it's like good for him
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he can run away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And he can also kill you in your sleep, and he can do a lot of different
All the
things with it
things.
now.
He said, been there, thought of that.
Stabby.
Nothing
Let's
new.
see. What else? Audra finally getting to use the gauntlets of spell hacking.
Finally.
And them
Oh my
literally
gosh.
being clutch, being part of the reason that Kuza was almost knocked out of the sky.
Yep.
If that dragon would just been a
A
little
little
faster.
faster. Yeah. Yeah.
And if I had
it-
rolled better,
yeah, and
I
it hit.
just sucked at all my rolls that day.
If you'd hit like twice, Kuza would have at least been in dire straits. He might not have been
Yeah.
dead, but like hurting.
The curse of the last episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
no.
hurts every time.
I think I'm going to start getting new dice for the last episode. And just use that.
Every time, just buy a
Every
new
time,
set.
yeah, just buy a new set and see
Not
what
that you're
happens.
using all of your dice that you have now.
I mean, I rotate through if they
Okay.
do me dirty.
Okay.
I got to the point where I'm literally just using one set.
No, I want more.
All right. Anyway, thank you all for joining us on Moody&D Gone Rogue. We will see you in a month when we start to discuss Arc 4.
Wow.
Which is a crazy thing to say since we haven't started recording
I was
Arc
going to
4
say, we're
yet.
not going to record those until next year.
So
Well,
I don't think it's going to be a month
fall.
from this one. But
No, it'll be a month.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
schedule works out.
Yeah, schedule
Okay.
wise.
Oh, there it is.
Schedule works out, y'all.
See you in a
awesome.
month.
Beautiful.
See ya.
ya.
See you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you all for tuning in and joining us this week. Moody&D streams live on XN Radio every Saturday at 2 p.m. CST, and the podcast can be found on both Apple and Spotify starting the following Monday at 10 a.m. CST. If you missed part of our live episode or just want to listen to the episode again, we'd love to see you over there. You can also find us on Instagram at Moody_N_D. Again, that's the @ symbol, Moody_ the letter N_ and then the letter D. That's all for this week, friends. We love you, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.